So, CES 2021 just wrapped up last week, and there were hundreds, if not thousands, of tech products that were either announced or showing off. One's the ones you need to know about. I'm David with Corminus Media, and if you're new around here, I end up doing tech content surrounding rumors, leaks, news, and reviews. And if that's what interests you, make sure to subscribe and kick around. Find out what you need to know. The first one you need to know about is the Asus ROG Flow X13, a nice little 2-in-1 laptop, a nice little 13-inch, but you know what? That's not the main thing. Everyone's got 2-in-1 13 inches. Well, what this has is something that nothing else does. It is its little proprietary port. Yes, it's proprietary. I know. Shush. Mildly annoying. But the best part is that its dock is a PCIe Gen 4 8-lane connector. What does that mean? It means your GPU isn't going to get suffocated like it is on Thunderbolt 3, which runs at PCIe Gen 3 with 4 lanes. So no suffocating. None of us like that. We all like air, let's be completely honest. Like breathing. Nice and powerful for you on the go, but also incredibly powerful for when you get home. Something else you need to know about is NVIDIA's announcements. So NVIDIA ended up showing off their mobile GPUs, the Ampere Mobile 30 series. So that's their 3060, 3070, and 3080. No 3090 for you powerhouse users out there, at least not yet. It's coming to laptops around end of January, give or take. Release date is January 26th. So keep an eye out then. So we'll get all the fun stuff of Ampere. We get the new performance, the uplifts. Fortunately, not the power efficiency. So that's who knows how battery life will be on these Ampere laptops, but hopefully still good. It also has the new Gen 3 Max Q technology, which has a new boost tech and also the new resizable bar. If you want to know more about that, well, you can come to Twitch and find out. Another thing they ended up announcing, which is a little bit of a controversy at the moment, is their desktop RTX 3060. Now, we have our new mid-range flagship that potentially outperforms maybe the next tier up, possibly. And people are freaking out over the 12 gigs of VRAM it has. It's GDDR6, not 6X, because they're just like, oh my gosh, it has more VRAM than freaking 3080. Listen, GDDR6X, GDDR6, two completely different things. And if you're so concerned, it's okay. There will be reviews. There are plenty of reviewers that will let you know whether your now brand new 3060 Ti and 3070 is now obsolete by a regular 3060 12 gig. All right, and another thing you need to know about is the Intel NUC 11 enthusiast, which is Phantom Canyon. Phantom Canyon is armed with not only Tiger Lake, but also a 2060, an RTX 2060. So yeah, it's last gen Turing, but that's a lot better than, any integrated graphics you're going to end up getting on a typical one. It looks a little bit like the Hades Canyon NUC back during the last crypto craze when AMD and Intel combined forces to make a very powerful computer in a small package. It has all your typical stuff, your Thunderbolt. Actually, it has Thunderbolt 4 now. So it has Thunderbolt 4, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1. I'm lost in my notes. It's going to start around $1,400 and can go all the way up fully spec to about $5,000. So it's going to be quite expensive, but it's definitely nice and small. It'll be available in March. LG also has some new technology coming at us, and thankfully we got some new display technology. It is the QNED. No, it is not QLED. That's Samsung. That's a different thing. Get that out of here. We have the QNED, which combines the two worlds of quantum dot technology and nano IPS. So we have the local dimming of quantum dot and the speed and color accuracy of nano IPS coming together to make a very, very powerful package. Not quite as powerful as OLED, at least they're claiming, but it's going to be incredibly powerful. Speaking of OLED, however, they also had concept phone at CES this year that had a rollable display. So if you're lounging at home watching Netflix or whatever, you pull out your phone, you're like, this ain't big enough, I need tablet size. You click a button and it rolls out to about a tablet size, and you can enjoy your content. And you're like, oh shoot, I got a meeting, and you press a button and rolls back up and stick in your pocket, typical phone style. So we have normal phones, we have foldables, and now we'll get rollables. That's definitely not going to get memed at all. But something that is rolling into a new market, well, more flying in this case, is Sony. Sony is flying into the drone market, but for the first time, I believe, at least best of my knowledge at any rate, with their AirPeak drones. So the AirPeak drone is a bit different from typical drones, where it has a gimbal underslung, and you can mount your nice DSLRs, your mirrorless cameras in this case. It's just using their Alpha series, so their A7S3s, A7R4s, and ones of the like. I'm sure there will be some experimentation with other mirrorless cameras as well. But it is going to be intense. Looks fantastic. I'm super excited. It's going to be very impressive to see what they can pull off and how the software is. Speaking of software related things and speed, we're going to have Linksys finally is coming in with their Wi-Fi 6E routers. The AXE8400. Yeah, I guess that name makes sense, but if you want to be a barbarian, but you know what? Fine. So it can operate on all three major frequencies. So it's running at the 2.4, the 5, and the 6 gig frequencies. So 2.4, very, very common. 5 is getting more common. 6 is pretty much, well, A, it's incredibly fast, but B, it's not super populated. So operating that at 6, you're not going to get a whole lot of wireless congestion. It'll be great for you gamers. Going fast, we have going fast for professional workloads. We have AMD finally announcing for the masses, we have the WRX 80 chipset with the Threadripper 3000 Pro series. Now, that was originally only a certain OEM's product for a while, but now they're coming to the general consumer market very, very soon. Now, what's the difference between it, the Pro series and the regular 3000 series? Well, for some workstations, the regular 3000 series wasn't cutting it because there wasn't quite enough memory or PCIe lanes stuff. So before, they're like, 256 gigs, it's not enough. And it's like, okay, sure, I understand. After Effects takes up everything. I'm pretty sure it won't be able to eat 2 terabytes memory. Which, yes, you can have 2 terabytes of memory. That is so many Chrome tabs. I kind of want someone to test that. How many Chrome tabs can eat up 2 terabytes of memory? That's going to be a fun video. And also, there are 4 SKUs that are coming out. There is a 12-core, a 16-core, a 32-core, and a 64-core. So there's one extra model for the workstation than there was on the regular 3000 series. For people who just need the memory and the PCIe lanes, and they don't necessarily need the core count. You also lose overclocking on this. Kind of important bit, just as a heads up. Asus, Supermicro, and Gigabyte all have new motherboards coming out, all of which look fantastic. I love the look of the Asus one. It just looks like it's powerful. Looks powerful. AMD's mobile GPUs. We have Zen 3 mobile GPUs. Finally, finally, we have the 5000 series. There's 2 general families. You have your H family and your U family. The U family we'll get to in a minute. The H family, that's going to be your higher performance one. So you have your H, HS, and HX. I can't do that because punching the mic is not fun. Anyways, a 6-core, our lowest one in the H series is a 6-core 12 thread. And then our highest one is an 8-core 16 thread. So no boost in core count, but we do get the power efficiency, the IPC increase, and the speed increase for Zen 3 versus Zen 2. So that's all going to be incredibly good. And one of them is overclocked. Who says no to overclocking? Actually, a lot of people, but you get the point. So for the U series, coming back to the U series, there's a little bit of complication. So for the most part, so everything in the H series is Zen 3 architecture. However, in the U series, which is their lower powered series CPUs for mobile, they have both Zen 3 and Zen 2. So there's 2 Zen 3 models and there's 3 Zen 2 models. So if you want that Zen 3 goodness, but in a lower wattage package, make sure to read the label. So what's Intel's response to the new Ryzen 5000 stuff? Well, they have Tiger Lake, which we briefly touched on earlier. So that's their 10 nanometer plus, I think 2 pluses now. Ice Lake, we don't have a high core count yet, but we do have crazy high IPC somehow. We have a crazy IPC boost, and we also have the frequency boost, which is fantastic. So that you can get single thread performance like crazy. It's just single thread's nuts. But core count is where it's lacking a bit. All right, so Tiger Lake ends up maxing out at 4 cores, 8 threads with 5 gigahertz, and on the low end we have 2 cores, 4 threads. So it's not quite as powerful for multi-core stuff as the new mobile Ryzen stuff. However, if you're looking for single thread performance, you're good. Also, it has the new Z graphics that are coming, or XZ, however you pronounce it. Anyways, so if you have a thin and light, you're going to be able to do some light photo editing, some video editing, so on and so forth. Maybe do some games and not have terrible frame rates. But what about our desktop variant? Our desktop variant that was announced was Rocket Lake. And if you are familiar with last year's model, we had the Comet Lake S, which was 10 cores, 20 threads. That was the 10900K. Means we're getting one this year, right? We're getting 11900K, 10 cores, 20 threads. No. They shaved off 2 cores. So we're back to 8 cores, 16 threads, unfortunately. But somehow magically with, I have no idea how. They claimed to have a 19% IPC boost over last generation. How? I have no idea, but they do. They also have PCIe Gen 4, so that's going to be very nice to have for storage and communication in that regard. It's still running on the 14 nanometer plus. It just keeps going because it's just pluses. I hope this is the last Skylake architecture. Intel, for the love of God, get on 10 nanometer for desktop, please. Anyways, we have a better memory controller now. So instead of your base memory being 2933 like it was for last gen, it is now 3200. So we now have faster base memory, which will be very nice for workstations and for lower end memory as well. We also get more lanes. We get 4 additional lanes compared to last year. So this is good news for those who run multiple NVMe SSDs and also for people who are running capture cards. Still not enough for multi GPU, but that's pretty much dead anyway. So no loss. It is backwards compatible with 400 series motherboards, and we also have now the new 500 series. So that would be the Z590, the B560, and the 6510. And I'm not going to read through all of them because A, you would get bored very fast, and B, well, there's like 100 of them, so I'm not doing it. But I'll point out some notable ones for you guys. If you're planning on doing some open loop water cooling, Asus got you covered with the Asus Maximus 13 Extreme Glacial. It has a giant monoblock directly integrated in, and so you don't need to go hunting down for which one works with your motherboard. Boom, it's right there. It's just waiting for you right there. Really fantastic. And if you're planning on doing a small enclosure enthusiast build, you might want to take a look at the Gigabyte Z590i Vision D. The Vision D series from Gigabyte usually has been pretty good in the past, especially for workstation environments. So I'm very curious to see how it does in a much smaller package. on the other side of things for Gigabyte, we have the Z590 Aorus Extreme, which just seems like these are all the things we want, and they just said yes. Because it's got everything. We have Thunderbolt 4, we have 10 gig LAN, we have Wi-Fi 6E, and we have a insanely massive power stage and VRM delivery. It's definitely trying to be uncompromising. It's going to be expensive, but it definitely won't let your components roast. And for you gamers out there, you might want to take a look at the ASRock Z590 Tai Chi. That comes with Thunderbolt 4, so as content creators, you'll be very happy, at least for your audio people. You'll be very happy with that. And also it has killer Wi-Fi 6E and the killer double shot, which ends up combining both the LAN and the Wi-Fi to cover for each other. If one dips, the other one takes over briefly, and you can use them in tandem. So it's a nice symbiotic relationship between them. So you make sure you not lose any of those sweet, delicious frames so you can get them frags. And for you LN2 people out there, you probably already know what last motherboard I'm going to mention. But if you haven't seen it, the mother of all heat sinks, that would go to the Z590 EVGA Dark, which is probably the largest heatsink I have seen on a motherboard ever. It's 22 phase VRM. It's designed to have literally everything thrown at it and drop crazy below zero. So those are all the ones that I feel like you guys should need to know about. Are there any that I missed that you want to know? Let me know in the comment down below. And if you want to use anything as a reference, the documents are down in the description. If you want to know anything, if you want to know why I chose what I did, make sure to come join on Twitch. I stream every Tuesday, Friday, give or take. And schedules are up on both Twitter and Discord. Links are down below. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for future content, and that's it. Have a great day or night wherever you guys are. I'll see you guys in the next piece of content. Peace.